Toasted walnut steam begins to rise, and Arthur folds the Herald twice in two. He rubs the heavy sleep from tired eyes and watches streets adopt a slate gray hue. Across the room, the corner booth is cold, where Martha used to leave her silver glove. A quiet winter story slowly told of decades spent in steady, patient love. He orders bitter brew in chipped ceramic ware, while bakers slide sweet cherry pastry from the tray. The morning traffic murmurs on the damp square, and time forgets to hurry him away. The waitress leaves a saucer with a ginger bun and nods to show she understands his silent grief. They share a gentle nod before the day's begun, in chapters where the sorrow finds relief. He checks his silver watch and drains the final cup, then leaves a heavy coin upon the wooden tray. The sun breaks through the clouds to lift the shadows up, as Arthur puts his heavy coat away. The weight of the chair against the worn linoleum floor reminds me of 20 years I pushed right past that door. You sat by the radiator reading books you couldn't keep, too proud to ask for blankets, too stubborn for deep sleep. I see you biting down your nails until they bleed, believing every heavy word was all you'd ever need. That coat you wore was borrowed from a friend who moved away. You kept your hands inside the pockets, hiding yesterday. The bitter black espresso cost less than $1 then. I wish I could sit down and tell you not to rush back in. The waitress never asked your name, just filled the plastic cup while you were drafting resignation letters scribbled up. You thought the world was waiting for the masterpiece you'd write. Instead you just got older in the cold fluorescent light. If I could slide across the vinyl booth and touch your face, I'd spill you lukewarm coffee just to slow down time and space. We worried over pennies that we spent on second-hand guitars, while missing all the simple things like quiet evening stars. Eat the toast before it hardens on the tiny plate. Put down the heavy notebook, it is safe to just be late. I left a 20 on the table you couldn't pay, and walked outside into the honest light of day. Chipped porcelain rabbit rests beside my spoon. Its glazed ear missing since the afternoon. I bought it from a blind man on the square. I rub my thumb across the rough white scar and wonder where the missing piece can be. Sat in the dust beneath some heavy car, or buried deep beside a fading tree. The steam curls upward from my paper cup, while all the heavy blinds are pulling up. Old ladies count their pennies for the toast and talk about the neighbor who was lost. The waitress drops a saucer on the floor, while autumn leaves blow underneath the door. I stir my sugar slowly in the cup and watch the sleepy traffic gathering up. A heavy woolen scarf around my throat, I button up the pockets of my coat. The radio is playing songs of old, about the summer slipping in the cold. I leave a single coin beside the plate, for no one in the world is left to wait. The rabbit stays beside the empty seat, while I step out into the crowded street. Who left the umbrella leaning by the broom, while shadows stretch across the empty floor? I wonder if the flowers missed the bloom, or if they never cared to try much more. The kettle makes a steady whistling sound as steam begins to climb the kitchen wall, and quiet boots are resting on the ground, waiting for the heavy rain to fall. A porcelain saucer holds a broken crumb, while minutes tick away inside the hall. My fingers trace the rim and slowly numb, to hear the distant voice of someone call. The butter knife is placed voice beside the plate, a simple habit from a distant year. We always learn to hurry up and wait when nothing left of yesterday is here. Old coats hang heavy by the wooden door, while quiet moments settle on the floor. The clock is ticking past the usual time, without a single reason or a rhyme. I turn the handle on the pantry lock to find a jar of plums we bottled down before the weather turned and broke the dock and washed away the edges of the town. I fold the daily paper on the chair and watch the empty street begin to clear. Another quiet morning finds its way to guide me through the remnants of today. A sudden memory breaks the quiet hum of how your coat smelled of the winter plum. The brass bell over the threshold hangs askew, while broom bristles scrape the sawdust through. 5 copper pennies sit upon the sill, left by the baker whose truck is idling still. An apron tied with double knots of blue begins to wipe the counter clean anew. The radio plays a song from '65 as steaming mugs keep sleepy ghosts alive. A stranger drops a folded nickel note beside a paperback with dog-eared quote. The steam from copper kettles fogs the pane, where nickel frames reflect the coming train. An old man counts his rusted silverware and tilts his forehead to the kitchen glare. Footsteps echo down the empty stair, carrying the weight of damp November air. The calendar still shows a Tuesday date, although the clock has deemed it much too late. Leave the corner booth unwiped and brown until the final baker locks the town. The copper kettle cools upon the ring and waits for tomorrow's song to sing. did the milkman turn today? When the fog rolled thick off the river wall, I left my glasses on the dresser drawer, and the silver clock doesn't chime at all. Footsteps echo through the subway grate, carrying newspapers pressed in ink. Someone is whistling a tune from 44 at the corner where the street lamps blink. Porcelain cups keep the steam upright, while leather shoes pass the window glass. A woman counts coins for a toasted roll, watching the trolley cars slowly pass. Time used to stretch like a lazy hound, sleeping right under the kitchen stove. Now minutes scatter like autumn leaves through every alley and maple grove. Porcelain cups keep the steam upright, while leather shoes pass the window glass. A woman counts coins for a toasted roll, watching the trolley cars slowly pass. I will finish this cup before the rain begins, and walk back home by the brick church wall, where the gray pigeons gather on the low stone roof, waiting for the church bell to call. Heavy metal clatter of the delivery van against the cobblestones outside the pane. You always said that rhythm was a marching band, announcing we survived the midnight rain. I saved the corner table by the radiator grill, because you always trace the peeling paint. The neighborhood is quiet and the air is still, except for church bells sounding rather faint. The waiter brings the tray without a word. He knows the exact way we take our brew. Old habits bring us back to wooden chairs, while autumn leaves blow down the empty stairs. You stir the milk and watch the whirlpool spin, as chapters of our middle age begin. We talk about the garden and the because our worries make so little sense compared to all the winters in the past. Drink up the cup before the steam is gone. We have a lot of walking left before the dawn. Why do the pigeons always miss the bread until it's damp? The waitress leaves a paper napkin underneath the clamp. I wonder if the boy who delivered newspapers at 5 is now a teller counting 20s just to stay alive. Old brass rings on velvet curtains gather winter dust. A nickel dropped in slot machines will never lose its trust. The woman in the yellow coat is buttering her toast. She speaks into the telephone to someone who is most. My shoelace drags across the checkerboard linoleum floor. A gust of wind decides to rattle through the basement door. I left my reading glasses on the kitchen counter twice. The calendar from 1980 sells for 20 price. Old brass rings on velvet curtains gather winter dust. A nickel dropped in slot machines will never lose its trust. The woman in the yellow coat is buttering her toast. She speaks into the telephone to someone who is most. Steam rises slowly from the porcelain pot. I take another sip and wonder if I forgot the name of that old melody from 64. The one they played before they bolted up the front store. I tip the waitress 50 cents and leave my jacket bare. The afternoon is waiting on the bottom stair. The honey tint falls across the floorboards where nobody else has walked today, except for the boy with folded newspapers, leaving wet footprints in the gray. You pull your wool cardigan tighter and ask if the heater always rattles so. I tell you it sings when the wind is bitter, and you smile like you already know. Porcelain cups keep the winter at bay. Strangers can talk when there is nothing to say. Your coat on the hook has a button of brass. We watch the pedestrians blur the glass. 2 lumps of sugar dissolve in the middle of cups that are wearing thin at the rim. You talk about gardens you planted in summer. I listen to stories growing dim. The waitress brings toast on a heavy tin platter and asks if we share an umbrella outside. We look at each other and neither confesses we planned on staying where it is dry. Keep the saucer warm for me until tomorrow. We will find this exact same corner seat. 2 quiet shadows out of the weather, watching the rain fall down on the street. The heavy tweed of my old winter coat scratches my wrist like it did back then, when copper coins rattled in every pocket and we walked down to the baker's lane again. A brass bell above the wooden entrance rings while steam rises slow from the porcelain cup. 30 years vanished inside this small room where you spilled sugar and laughed at the spoon. Silver spoons clink against earthenware plates, while outside the traffic is moving too soon. I trace the blue pattern worn on the cup where your thumb rested while waiting for tea. We talked about houses with gardens of stone that we never built for you and for me. The waitress brings toast on a checkered tray and asks if I need any butter today. Her apron is white, just like yours used to be, before time carried all of our Sundays away. I leave a green paper bill on the wood and pull up my collar against the cold air, walking alone down the avenue now, with your quiet voice still waiting there. A bent silver spoon reflects a crooked nose, while the steam from the the ceramic cup slows down. I wonder if the bus driver remembered my face from 3 winters back in the same corner town. The girl behind the counter dropped a saucer twice, and nobody looked up from their folded sheet. 60 years of watching strangers buy their bread, and I still count the crumbs beside my heavy feet. My fingers trace the edge of yesterday before the joints decided how to ache. Old brass rings are heavy on the middle bone. Radio plays a tune from 1954. Nobody asks why I sit here quite alone, watching dust motes settle near the wooden door. The clock above the register has lost its glass. Second hand is jerking like a wounded bird. I finished up my toast and watched the minutes pass without ever needing to pronounce a word. The waitress brings the check before I lift my hand. She knows the copper coins I leave behind. Another quiet Tuesday in this wooden land, with nothing left to pack and nothing left to find. The roasted hazelnut aroma starts to roll across the checkerboard of faded linoleum. He polishes a nickel-plated water bowl and watches how the dust motes drift above the plum. A gentle woman wearing gray tweed sits alone. She folds the daily broadsheet to the crossword page. The radio is playing songs of old baritone about a distant summer and a gilded cage. Fresh cinnamon dust settles slow on the rim, while footsteps outside brush away autumn chill. The baker brings out almond horns, warm and trim, and time in this corner stays wonderfully still. The steaming kettle gives a high metallic hiss. He pours the boiling amber down the china spout. She trades a gentle penny for a morning the quiet street. She said the rain would miss us by a mile, and left her jacket draped upon the stile. The neon sign still flickers pale and pink before the early milk truck starts to clink. A sparrow hops across the concrete square and finds a fallen crumb left sitting there. The corner baker dusts the wooden board, with flour spilled just like a sheet of Ford. A rusted bicycle leans by the door, its basket holding yesterday's blue flower. The radio plays a song from '52, while steam climbs up the window pane in blue. Old carpets trap the smell of roasted beans, while neighbors mend their torn flannel jeans. The waitress counts the coins inside her tray and turns the porcelain sign to read the day. A copper kettle starts to whistle low above the stove where orange embers glow. The grandfather clock strikes 7 times flat and wakes a sleeping orange tabby cat. The heavy wooden door begins to swing as people step inside to face the spring, with paper cups held warm against the chill. They walk together down the waking hill. Toasted walnut steam begins to rise, and Arthur folds the Herald twice in two. He rubs the heavy sleep from tired eyes and watches streets adopt a slate gray hue. Across the room, the corner booth is cold, where Martha used to leave her silver glove. A quiet winter story slowly told of decades spent in steady, patient love. He orders bitter brew in chipped ceramic ware, while bakers slide sweet cherry pastry from the tray. The morning traffic murmurs on the damp square, and time forgets to hurry him away. The waitress leaves a saucer with a ginger bun and nods to show she understands his silent grief. They gentle nod before the day's begun. In chapters where the sorrow finds relief, he checks his silver watch and drains the final cup, then leaves a heavy coin upon the wooden tray. The sun breaks through the clouds to lift the shadows up, as Arthur puts his heavy coat away. The weight of the chair against the worn linoleum floor reminds me of 20 years I pushed right past that door. You sat by the radiator reading books you couldn't keep, too proud to ask for blankets, too stubborn for deep sleep. I see you biting down your nails until they bleed, believing every heavy word was all you'd ever need. That coat you wore was borrowed from a friend who moved away. You kept your hands inside the pockets, hiding yesterday. The bitter black espresso cost less than $1 then. I wish I could sit down and tell you not to rush back in. The waitress never asked your name, just filled the plastic cup while you were drafting resignation letters scribbled up. You thought the world was waiting for the masterpiece you'd write. Instead you just got older in the cold fluorescent light. If I could slide across the vinyl booth and touch your face, I'd spill you lukewarm coffee just to slow down time and space. We worried over pennies that we spent on second-hand guitars, while missing all the simple things like quiet evening stars. Eat the toast before it hardens on the tiny plate. Put down the heavy notebook, it is safe to just be late. I left a 20 on the table for the tips you couldn't pay, and walked outside into the honest light of day. Chipped porcelain rabbit rests beside my spoon. Its glazed ear missing since the afternoon. I bought it from a blind man on the square. I rubbed my thumb across the rough white scar and wonder where the missing piece can be. Sat in the dust beneath some heavy car, or buried deep beside a fading tree. The steam curls upward from my paper cup. while all the heavy blinds are pulling up. Old ladies count their pennies for the toast and talk about the neighbor who was lost. The waitress drops a saucer on the floor while autumn leaves blow underneath the door. I stir my sugar slowly in the cup and watch the sleepy traffic gathering up. A heavy woolen scarf around my throat, I button up the pockets of my coat. The radio is playing songs of old about the summer slipping in the cold. I leave a single coin beside the plate, for no one in the world is left to wait. The rabbit stays beside the empty seat while I step out into the crowded street. Shadows stretch across the empty floor. I wonder if the flowers missed the bloom, or if they never cared to try much more. The kettle makes a steady whistling sound as steam begins to climb the kitchen wall. Quiet boots are resting on the ground, waiting for the heavy rain to fall. A porcelain saucer holds a broken crumb while minutes tick away inside the hall. My fingers trace the rim and slowly to hear the distant voice of someone call. The butter knife is placed beside the plate, a simple habit from a distant year. We always learn to hurry up and wait when nothing left of yesterday is here. Old coats hang heavy by the wooden door, while quiet moments settle on the floor. The clock is ticking past the usual time without a single reason or a rhyme. I turn the handle on the pantry lock to find a jar of plums we bottled down before the weather turned and broke the dock and washed away the edges of the town. I fold the daily paper on the chair and watch the empty street begin to clear. Another quiet morning finds its way to guide me through the remnants of today. A sudden memory breaks the quiet hum of how your coat smelled of the winter plum. The brass bell over the threshold hangs askew, while broom bristles scrape the sawdust through. 5 copper pennies sit upon the sill, left by the baker whose truck is idling still. An apron tied with double knots of blue begins to wipe the counter clean anew. The radio plays a song from '65 as steaming mugs keep sleepy ghosts alive. The stranger drops a folded nickel note beside a paperback with dog-eared quote. The steam from copper kettles fogs the pane, where nickel frames reflect the coming train. An old man counts his rusted silverware and tilts his forehead to the kitchen glare. Footsteps echo down the empty stair, carrying the weight of damp November air. The calendar still shows a Tuesday date, although the clock has deemed it much too late. Leave the corner booth unwiped and brown until the final baker locks the town. The copper kettle cools upon the ring and waits for tomorrow's song to sing. Which way did the milkman turn today, when the fog rolled thick off the river wall? I left my glasses on the dresser drawer, and the silver clock doesn't chime at all. Footsteps echo through the subway grate, carrying newspapers pressed in ink. Someone is whistling a tune from 44 at the corner where the street lamps blink. Porcelain cups keep the steam upright, while leather shoes pass the window glass. A woman counts coins watching the trolley cars slowly pass. Time used to stretch like a lazy hound, sleeping right under the kitchen stove. Now minutes scatter like autumn leaves through every alley and maple grove. Porcelain cups keep the steam upright, while leather shoes pass the window glass. A woman counts coins for a toasted roll, watching the trolley cars slowly pass. I will finish this cup before the rain begins, and walk back home by the brick church wall, where the gray pigeons gather on the low stone roof, waiting for the church bell to call. Heavy metal clatter of the delivery van against the cobblestones outside the pane. You always said that rhythm was a marching band, announcing we survived the midnight rain. I saved the corner table by the radiator grill, because you always trace the peeling paint. The neighborhood is quiet and the air is still, except for church bells sounding rather faint. The waiter brings the tray without a word. He knows the exact way we take our brew. Old habits bring us back to wooden chairs, while autumn leaves blow down the empty stairs. You stir the milk and watch the whirlpool spin, as chapters of our middle age begin. We talk about the garden and the broken fence, and how the winter weather comes too fast. We laugh because our worries make so little sense compared to all the winters in the past. Drink up the cup before the steam is gone. We have a lot of walking left before the dawn. Why do the pigeons always miss the bread until it's damp? The waitress leaves a paper napkin underneath the clamp. I wonder machines will never lose its trust. The woman in the yellow coat is buttering her toast. She speaks into the telephone to someone who is most. My shoelace drags across the checkerboard linoleum floor. A gust of wind decides to rattle through the basement door. I left my reading glasses on the kitchen counter twice. The calendar from 1980 sells for 20 price. Old brass rings on velvet curtains gather winter dust. A nickel dropped in slot machines will never lose its trust. The woman in the yellow coat is buttering her toast. She speaks into the telephone to someone who is most. Steam rises slowly from the porcelain pot. I take another sip and wonder if I forgot the name of that old melody from '64. The one they played before they bolted up the front store. I tip the waitress 50 cents and leave my jacket bare. The afternoon is waiting on the bottom stair. The honey tint falls across the floorboards where nobody else has walked today, except for the boy with folded newspapers, leaving wet footprints in the gray. You pull your wool cardigan tighter and ask if the heater always rattles so. I tell you it sings when the wind is bitter, and you smile like you already know. Porcelain cups keep the winter at bay. Strangers can talk when there is nothing to say. Your coat on the hook has a button of brass. We watch the pedestrians blur through the glass. 2 lumps of sugar dissolve in the middle of cups that are wearing thin at the rim. You talk about gardens you planted in summer. I listen to stories growing dim. The waitress brings toast on a heavy tin platter and asks if we share an umbrella outside. We look at each other and neither confesses. We planned on staying where it is dry. Keep the saucer warm for me until tomorrow. We will find this exact same corner seat. 2 quiet shadows out of the weather, watching the rain fall down on the street. heavy tweed of my old winter coat scratches my wrist like it did back then, when copper coins rattled in every pocket and we walked down to the baker's lane again. The brass bell above the wooden entrance rings while steam rises slow from the porcelain cup. 30 years vanished inside this small room where you spilled sugar and laughed at the spoon. Silver spoons clink against earthenware plates while outside the traffic is moving too soon. I trace the blue pattern worn on the cup where your thumb rested while waiting for tea. We talked about houses with gardens of stone that we never built for you and for me. The waitress brings toast on a checkered tray and asks if I need any butter today. Her apron is white, just like yours used to be, before time carried all of our Sundays away. I leave a green paper bill on the wood and pull up my collar against the cold air, walking alone down the avenue now, with your quiet voice still waiting there. A bent silver spoon reflects a crooked nose, while the steam from the ceramic cup slows down. I wonder if the bus driver remembered my face from 3 winters back in the same corner town. The girl behind the counter dropped a saucer twice, and nobody looked up from their folded sheet. 60 years of watching strangers buy their bread, and I still count the crumbs beside my heavy feet. My fingers trace the edge of yesterday before the joints decided how to ache. Old brass rings are heavy on the middle bone. Radio plays a tune from 1954. Nobody asks why I sit here quite alone, watching dust motes settle near the wooden door. The clock above the register has lost its class. Second hand is jerking like a wounded bird. I finished up my toast and watched the minutes pass without ever needing to The waitress brings the check before I lift my hand. She knows the copper coins I leave behind. Another quiet Tuesday in this wooden land, with nothing left to pack and nothing left to find. The roasted hazelnut aroma starts to roll across the checkerboard of faded linoleum. He polishes a nickel-plated water bowl and watches how the dust motes drift above the plum. A gentle woman wearing gray tweed sits alone. She folds the daily broadsheet to the crossword page. The radio is playing songs of old baritone about a distant summer and a gilded cage. Fresh cinnamon dust settles slow on the rim, while footsteps outside brush away autumn chill. The baker brings out almond horns, warm and trim, and time in this corner stays wonderfully still. The steaming kettle gives a high metallic hiss. He pours the boiling amber down the china spout. She trades a gentle penny for a morning kiss, a steam that rises softly till the light comes out. The heavy front door shuts with a brass-hinged sound. Another quiet neighbor takes the wooden seat while porcelain cups are clinking all around, and friendly morning chatter fills the quiet street. She said the rain would miss us by a mile, and left her jacket draped upon the stile. The neon sign still flickers pale and pink before the early milk truck starts to clink. A sparrow hops across the concrete square and finds a fallen crumb left sitting there. The corner baker dusts the wooden board with flowers spilled just like a sheet of board. A rusted bicycle leans by the door, its basket holding yesterday's blue flower. The radio plays a song from '52, while steam climbs up the window pane in blue. Old carpets trap the smell of roasted beans, while neighbors mend their torn flannel jeans. The waitress counts the coins inside her tray and turns the porcelain sign to read the day. A copper kettle starts to whistle low above the stove where orange embers glow. The grandfather clock strikes 7 times flat and wakes a sleeping orange tabby cat. The heavy wooden door begins to swing as people step inside to face the spring, with paper cups held warm against the chill. They walk together down the waking hill. Toasted walnut steam begins to rise, and Arthur folds the Herald twice in two. He rubs the heavy sleep from tired eyes and watches streets adopt a slate gray hue. Across the room, the corner booth is cold, where Martha used to leave her silver glove. A quiet winter story slowly told of decades spent in steady, patient love. He orders bitter brew in chipped ceramic ware, while bakers slide sweet cherry pastry from the tray. The morning traffic murmurs on the damp square, and time forgets to hurry him away. The waitress leaves a saucer with a ginger bun and nods to show she understands his silent grief. They share a gentle nod before the day's begun, in chapters where the sorrow finds relief. He checks his silver watch and drains the final cup, then leaves a heavy coin upon the wooden tray. The sun breaks through the clouds to lift the shadows up, as Arthur puts his heavy coat away. The weight of the chair against the worn linoleum floor reminds me of 20 years I pushed right past that door. You sat by the radiator, reading books you couldn't keep. Too proud to ask for blankets, too stubborn for deep sleep. I see you biting down your nails until they bleed, believing every heavy word was all you'd ever need. That coat you wore was borrowed from a friend who moved away. You kept your hands inside the pockets, hiding yesterday. The bitter black espresso cost less than $1 then. I wish I could sit down and tell you not to rush back in. The waitress never asked your name, just filled the plastic cup while you were drafting resignation letters scribbled up. You thought the world was waiting for the masterpiece you'd write. Instead you just got older in the cold fluorescent light. If I could slide across the vinyl booth and touch your face, I'd spill you lukewarm coffee just to slow down time and space. We worried over pennies that we spent on second-hand guitars, while missing all the simple things like quiet evening stars. Eat the toast before it hardens on the tiny plate. Put down the heavy notebook, it is safe to just be late. I left a 20 on the table for the tips you couldn't pay, and walked outside into the honest light of day. Chipped porcelain rabbit rests beside my spoon. Its glazed ear missing since the afternoon. I bought it from a blind man on the square. I rubbed my thumb across the rough white scar and wonder where the missing piece can be. Sat in the dust beneath some heavy car, or buried deep beside a fading tree. The steam curls upward from my paper cup, while all the heavy blinds are pulling up. Old ladies count their pennies for the toast and talk about the neighbor who was lost. The waitress drops a saucer on the floor, while autumn leaves blow underneath the door. I stir my sugar slowly in the cup and watch the sleepy traffic gathering up. A heavy woolen scarf around my throat, I button up the pockets of my coat. The radio is playing songs of old, about the summer slipping in the cold. single coin beside the plate. For no one in the world is left to wait. The rabbit stays beside the empty seat while I step out into the crowded street. While shadows stretch across the empty floor, I wonder if the flowers missed the bloom, or if they never cared to try much more. The kettle makes a steady whistling sound as steam begins to climb the kitchen wall, and quiet boots are resting on the ground, waiting for the heavy rain to fall. A porcelain saucer holds a broken crumb while minutes tick away inside the hall. Trace the rim and slowly numb to hear the distant voice of someone call. The butter knife is placed beside the plate, a simple habit from a distant year. We always learn to hurry up and wait when nothing left of yesterday is here. Old coats hang heavy by the wooden door, while quiet moments settle on the floor. The clock is ticking past the usual time without a single reason or a rhyme. I turn the handle on the pantry lock to find a jar of plums we bottled down before the weather turned and broke the dock and washed away the edges of the town. I fold the daily paper on the chair and watch the empty street begin to clear. Another quiet morning finds its way to guide me through the remnants of today. A sudden memory breaks the quiet hum of how your coat smelled of the winter plum. The brass bell over the threshold hangs askew, while broom bristles scrape the sawdust through. 5 copper pennies sit upon the sill, left by the baker whose truck is fingers idling still. An apron tied with double knots of blue begins to wipe the counter clean anew. The radio plays a song from '65 as steaming mugs keep sleepy ghosts alive. A stranger drops a folded nickel note beside a paperback with dog-eared quote. The steam from copper kettles fogs the pane where nickel frames reflect the coming train. An old man counts his rusted silverware and tilts his forehead to the kitchen glare. Footsteps echo down the empty stair, carrying the weight of damp November air. The calendar still shows a Tuesday date, although the clock has deemed it much too late. Leave the corner booth unwiped and brown until the final baker locks the town. The copper kettle cools upon the ring and waits for tomorrow's song to sing. Which way did the milkman turn today? When the fog rolled thick off the river wall, I left my glasses on the dresser drawer, and the silver clock doesn't chime at all. Footsteps echo through the subway grate, carrying newspapers pressed in ink. Someone is whistling a tune from 44 at the corner where the street lamps blink. Porcelain cups keep the steam upright, while leather shoes pass the window glass. A woman counts coins for a toasted roll, watching the trolley cars slowly pass. Time used to stretch like a lazy hound, sleeping right under the kitchen stove. Now minutes scatter like autumn leaves through every alley and maple grove. Porcelain cups keep the steam upright, while leather shoes pass the window glass. A woman counts coins for a toasted finish this cup before the rain begins, and walk back home by the brick church wall, where the gray pigeons gather on the low stone roof, waiting for the church bell to call. The heavy metal clatter of the delivery van against the cobblestones outside the pane. You always said that rhythm was a marching band, announcing we survived the midnight rain. I saved the corner table by the radiator grill, because you always traced the peeling pain. The neighborhood is quiet and the air is still, except for church bells sounding rather faint. The waiter brings the tray without a word. He knows the exact way we take our brew. Old habits bring us back to wooden chairs, while autumn leaves blow down the empty stairs. You stir the milk and watch the whirlpool spin, as chapters of our middle age begin. We talk about the garden and the broken fence, and how the winter weather comes too fast. We laugh because our worries make so little sense compared to all the winters in the past. Drink up the cup before the steam is gone. We have a lot of walking left before the dawn. Pigeons always miss the bread until it's damp. The waitress leaves a paper napkin underneath the clamp. I wonder if the boy who delivered newspapers at 5 is now a teller counting 20s just to stay alive. Old brass rings on velvet curtains gather winter dust. A nickel dropped in slot machines will never lose its trust. The woman in the yellow coat is buttering her toast. She speaks into the telephone to someone who is most. My shoelace drags across the checkerboard linoleum floor. A gust of wind decides to rattle through the basement door. Glasses on the kitchen counter twice. The calendar from 1980 sells for 20 price. hands on velvet curtains gather winter dust. A nickel dropped in slot machines will never lose its trust. The woman in the yellow coat is buttering her toast. She speaks into the telephone to someone who is most. Steam rises slowly from the porcelain pot. I take another sip and wonder if I forgot the name of that old melody from '64. The one they played before they bolted up the front store. I tip the waitress 50 cents and leave my jacket bare. The afternoon is waiting on the bottom stair. The honey tint falls across the floorboards where nobody else has walked today, except for the boy with folded newspapers, leaving wet footprints in the gray. You pull your wool cardigan tighter and ask if the heater always rattles so. I tell you it sings when the wind is bitter, and you smile like you already know. Porcelain cups keep the winter at bay. Strangers can talk when there is nothing to say. Your coat on the hook has a button of brass. We watch the pedestrians blur through the glass. 2 lumps of sugar dissolve in the middle of cups that are wearing thin at the rim. You talk about gardens you planted in summer. I listen to stories growing dim. The waitress brings toast on a heavy tin platter and asks if we share an umbrella outside. We look at each other and neither confesses. We planned on staying where it is dry. Keep the saucer warm for me until tomorrow. We will find this exact same corner seat. 2 quiet shadows out of the weather, watching the rain fall down on the street. Heavy tweed of my old winter coat scratches my wrist like it did back then, when copper coins rattled in every pocket, and we walked down to the baker's lane again. A brass bell above the wooden entrance rings, while steam rises slow from the porcelain cup. 30 years vanished inside this small room. You spilled sugar and laughed at the spoon. Silver spoons clink against earthenware plates, while outside the traffic is moving too soon. I trace the blue pattern worn on the cup where your thumb rested while waiting for tea. We talked about houses with gardens of stone that we never built for you and for me. The waitress brings toast on a checkered tray and asks if I need any butter today. Her apron is white, just like yours used to be, before time carried all of our Sundays away. I leave a green paper bill on the wood and pull up my collar against the cold air, walking alone down the avenue now, with your quiet voice still waiting there. A bent silver spoon reflects a crooked nose, while the steam from the ceramic cup slows down. I wonder if the bus driver remembered my face from 3 winters back in the same corner town. The girl behind the counter dropped a saucer twice, and nobody looked up from their folded sheet. 60 years of watching strangers buy their bread, and I still count the crumbs beside my heavy feet. My fingers trace the edge of yesterday before the joints decided how to ache. Old brass rings are heavy on the middle bone. Radio plays a tune from 1954. Nobody asks why I sit here quite alone, watching dust motes settle near the wooden door. The clock above the register has lost its glass. Second hand is jerking like a wounded bird. I finished up my toast and watched the minutes pass without ever needing to pronounce a word. The waitress brings the check before I lift my hand. She knows the copper coins I leave behind. Another quiet Tuesday in this wooden land, with nothing left to pack and nothing left to find. across the checkerboard of faded linoleum. He polishes a nickel-plated water bowl and watches how the dust motes drift above the plum. A gentle woman wearing gray tweed sits alone. She folds the daily broadsheet to the crossword page. The radio is playing songs of old baritone about a distant summer and a gilded cage. Fresh cinnamon dust settles slow on the rim, while footsteps outside brush away autumn chill. The baker brings out almond horns, warm and trim, and time in this corner stays wonderfully still. The steaming kettle gives a high metallic hiss. He pours the boiling amber down the china spout. She trades a gentle penny for a morning kiss, a steam that rises softly till the light comes out. The heavy front door shuts with a brass-hinged sound. Another quiet neighbor takes the wooden seat, while porcelain cups are clinking all around, and friendly morning chatter fills the quiet street. She said the rain would miss us by a mile, and left her jacket draped upon the stile. The neon sign still flickers pale and pink before the early milk truck starts to clink. A sparrow hops across the concrete square and finds a fallen crumb left sitting there. The corner baker dusts the wooden board, with flour spilled just like a sheet of Ford. A rusted bicycle leans by the door, its basket holding yesterday's blue flower. The radio plays a song from '52, while steam climbs up the window pane in blue. Old carpets trap the smell of roasted beans, while neighbors mend their torn flannel jeans. The waitress counts the coins inside her tray and turns the porcelain sign to read the day. A copper kettle starts to whistle low above the stove where orange embers glow. The grandfather clock strikes 7 times copycat. The heavy wooden door begins to swing as people step inside to face the spring, with paper cups held warm against the chill. They walk together down the waking hill.